So I guess this sort of comes out of that is if you consider your career and you think about the design project that you think of as your best or the one that you're most, were the most passionate about, share that project with us.
I've got, it's always, that's a hard one. But I'll tell you, there are some that are very much, right up at the top. And I'll tell you sort of a story in three quick parts, if I can. One is the first firm I worked for was my grandfather's in New York. I wasn't practicing architecture then. I was a lighting designer there and had a great opportunity to actually become the lighting designer for the firm in 5 years. So every project that they had that had any kind of special lighting, I got to do it. And that was fantastic. My grandfather had passed away in 1960, so it wasn't his firm anymore. But the opportunity, what was so cool about it was that I got to, with the teams, go into the buildings that he and his partners had designed in the 30s. And, for instance, the New York telephone buildings that they had done with an Art Deco style. And these are remarkable buildings in Manhattan. If you go to Manhattan today, the one in particular I recommend, very cool to see, is right at the north part of the Ground Zero. There's an old brick and terracotta and bronze hulking building called the Barclay VZ building. And it's a telephone building. It's Verizon, I think, has it now. We got the job to go in and take all that miles of cable out of the building, which were so necessary in the 30s, right? Because that's how we used telephones, was all big cables, and make it offices. Today, that building is residential. So I got to go into buildings like that and others, which were my grandfather's work, and go, this is really great. I'm actually, I felt a little, touch of like legacy to be part of that. So that was very fun, very cool. I've also done this building in Hong Kong, this cruise ship terminal in Hong Kong, which I like to call the world's tallest building on its side. It's a half-mile long building. I was a part of the process, basically. I was what they call it's a cruise ship terminal. It's a cruise ship terminal for two very, very large classes of ships. 5,000 people on each vessel get off in 30 minutes and out the door. Total of 45 minutes actually out the door. That was the whole program. And then 5,000 apiece get back on the ship. So this is a huge building. It's a contemporized representation of a dragon. So if you see this building, look online. It's called the Kai Tak Cruise Ship Terminal, designed by Norman Foster and Partners, great firm out of London. Got to work with their people. I was the cruise ship programming architect because I knew the program for these buildings. So I had a nice, a limited but key role in how the project was built, and a very fun project and a very unusual part of the world for me to work in. Very fun, and working for the government essentially. And the other one is the LA Police Headquarters, which was the project I started to work on when I first came out here in 2006. Massive building, largest building that the city had done in 50 years, and very controversial, very intense project. But those are like really great highlights, I think.
I love the poetry of working in your grandfather's building, especially early in your career. That's a nice touch.
Thanks very much for watching. If you found it enlightening and interesting, then please like the video with your thumbs up. Please also subscribe to the channel to be notified of future episodes.